Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, yeah, Trey, come on now. Come on now. Cinco de Mayo. You don't have a margarita? I upheld my Cinco de Mayo tradition, which is uh, most of the time it's been a dinner at Chewy's with margaritas, and we've done agave azul before, but we made it happen again tonight. So happy about that. I got a tradition going almost 9 years running. I think we missed 1 year because of like 2020 COVIDs, because it was like May 2020, but we're still going strong. So that's why I'm 30 minutes late here. But I don't know about all of you adults out there, but lately I love a margarita. Listen, a margarita is one of my favorite drinks, but it just depends on the sweet and sour mix sometimes. It like bothers my tummy. I think margarita is no longer the drink that I could ever get drunk off of, because it's like, if it's just like sweet and sour, it like turns my tummy a little bit. I love a ranch water, which is tequila, Topo Chico, so like a seltzer water, and then some lime and just like a little bit of salt. But like I find that like I'm a 2 margarita person now, which is crazy. But ranch water I like. It's like a light margarita. I don't know. Maybe I just have to get more into the natural sweet and sour mix or something like that. But I did enjoy my margaritas, so I'm not like, but I'd order a third, and I was like, I took 1 sip, and I was like, don't you do it. And it's just one of those where like I feel like it's too, it gets a little, I don't know. It's just like syrupy. I think also I was so hungry I inhaled my enchiladas, which is always my go-to. Chewy's is like a Tex-Mex thing, but if enchiladas are on a menu, I keep saying enchiladas like I'm Moira Rose and Schitt's Creek, but if enchiladas are on a menu, I'm going to order me some enchiladas, because I love an enchilada. I got little Mr. King Arthur sitting down here next to me. He's upset that I'm not playing with him. He can't hear me. He's deaf. My little sweet baby. But hey, happy Monday. I'm glad we were able to do this. I almost didn't do this because I was like, I have a ton of work to still do before tomorrow, because next week I am traveling. I will be heading out to California to go to Disneyland for a couple of days, because it's the start of their 70th anniversary celebration out there. So I leave like Tuesday morning for that and don't come back until like Saturday night. So I was like, well, I could do the live stream next week, but then it's been like 3 weeks, and I was like, no. I was like, I can't, because I get that anxiety packing. So I was like, I can't. I gotta make sure that I do this tonight. So I'm happy to be here for all of you guys. Happy to hang out with all of you for a little bit. It'll be a little short tonight. Probably keep it to like 30 minutes. Did they fold in the cheese? They did. The cheese was folded in. But I am excited to be here. I feel like, I gotta start leaving notes to read or something like that, because I feel like I had something I was like, oh, I want to talk about this. Girl, it's out of the head. It's gone. Also, I have this brace on my hand. I hurt my wrist somehow. I don't know if I told you all. It's been a journey. In the last couple of weeks, I broke my big toe on my right foot, basically. I don't know if it's actually broken or if it's just been sprained, but not to be graphic, but I am going to lose the toenail. Like, I basically jumped up really quick from a sitting position on the floor because of a situation arising, and I put all the pressure so quickly on my big right toe that I think it like boop, and it basically looked like for a hot second there that it looked like I was like vertical. What's that movie? Vertical Limit with Chris O'Donnell, where they're like his like sisters on Everest or K2 or something like that. But it was one of those where I was like, I look like I'm going to lose the toe to frostbite. It does since look mostly normal at this point. But my God, I have never been in that situation before, and it was my favorite toe. It was my big toe on my right foot. It's my favorite one. I'm right-handed. And then I don't know if it's because I was sleeping funny or something. I woke up in like excruciating pain from like right here on my wrist, where I was like, I can't even lift a chair. When I wear this, it does feel better. And I was like, have I finally developed carpal tunnel? Because I've heard it comes on really intense at night and it hurts. So I've got to make a doctor. I got to be an adult and make a doctor's appointment. I'm not like afraid of the doctor. I don't know about all of you out here, but my insurance has changed so many times. and living in a city, it's just it's not how I grew up, and so I feel like, which is probably true for a lot of you out there who are seeing this, but it's sort of that very like, I saw a reel or an Instagram reel or something like that about it where it's like, oh, you get this doctor who comes in with the clipboard and he's like, oh, I see your other thing. And he's already backing out of the door. And he's like, okay, bye. I'll see you later. I'm charging you $7,000. Oh, what's that? I can't hear you. Okay, bye. And that's how I feel like it always is. So sometimes I'm just like, just hate having to go through the process of it all. And also the place where I was going for a doctor, which was like an Advent health place, they don't have like x-ray machines in the one I was going to. I'm just like, God. So it's just a whole process of like knowing I have to go somewhere to complain about bones in my body, that then they're going to have to send me to an x-ray place. And it's like, ugh. Some of the things I took for granted working at Disney was the Living Well Center, which is basically a doctor's office in the CAS parking lot of Epcot. But they had x-ray machines in there, and there was doctors, and there was like therapists, and there was all this stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't know how good it was there until it was gone. And I'm sure it's insane now. Sorry, I was like getting a little text message from a friend Kylie here. Future daughter-in-law from Kingston, Massachusetts. I know it well. It's where the mall is. Well, I think the mall's technically in Plymouth, but we always called it the Kingston Mall because it's like I think the like town line runs through where the mall is, because it's like it becomes Kingston right as you cross over. And they call it the Kingston Collection now or whatever. There's condos in it. It's crazy. It's weird. The train station's over there, though. It's nice. Oh, Kat, glad you're here. Glad you're 6 months. Glad to have you in here. Making burritos. Okay, Tinks. Get it, girl. Yeah, going back to Disneyland. Very excited for that trip. I'm excited. I love, my first trip out to Disneyland was 2015, and that was the start of the 60th. So going out for the 70th feels very like full circle almost to me. I'm sure it'll be a lot of work, but I'm excited for that. I'm going to go to the, I did end up buying tickets to that Universal Fan Fest. I don't know if any of you have seen videos out there where it's like you get to be on the set of Back to the Future, and they have like Marty, Doc, Biff, Mayor Goldie Wilson, all these people, like character meet and greets. There's a whole thing down there. But then there's like a Star Trek thing that's like a Halloween Horror Nights house. But you end up on the bridge of the Enterprise D that they used to film Picard Season 3, which was like an incredible season of a TV show. Honestly, you don't have to watch Season 1 and 2 of Picard. Just watch Season 3. It's incredible. And so I was like, okay, I'm this close. I gotta go get on the Enterprise, right? I love Star Trek. So it's a very, very, very exciting time. So, hello, Kyle from Cape Cod. Love it. Say hello to Treehouse down there for me. Say hello to your mother for me. That's a Andy Samberg being Mark Wahlberg on Saturday Night Live. Oh, shoot. Trey's reminding me, too. I haven't made any of my June Disneyland trip plans yet. Oh my God, I'm just a little overwhelmed. I was doing good earlier today, and I feel like I'm doing good. It's just like this is the last week I have sort of, I feel like before the last like April and May has been like the busiest months professionally and personally of my like entire life, it feels like. And hopefully it all culminates in amazing things and whatever, but yeah. Chrissy is saying in the chat she went to Fan Fest the first night. And I'm gonna love it. Okay, I'm very excited. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited for that experience. Pride Night, I'm going both nights. My friend CJ and I, we like to have that's our like trip we always do together. And I was like, I don't think they're ever going to do it again after this year. Hopefully they still do. Who knows with the current state of everything. So I was like, we got to go. Because otherwise, I think I wouldn't have gone this year. Not because I don't love it. It's just like, I feel I've got so many places to go. So it's like, yes, I do have, Jennifer is coming in. I do have a wrist injury here. It is driving me crazy. The hard thing with this thing, which I'm very appreciative of, because when I wear this, it's like, oh, I can function. However, like, I have to type like this. And then I also it's like driving is like my little fingies on the wheel, so I have to take it off when I drive and when I type and when I'm definitely supposed to be wearing and stuff. But yeah, lots of stuff to do, lots of fun stuff. Busy week. Have you guys seen the onslaught of movies that are about to hit us too? And why are they all coming out like on the 22nd? So like Thunderbolts is in the theaters. Made some plans to go see that this week. I know that next week, or I don't know if it's next week, but 2 weeks, Mission Impossible, which I cannot wait for this movie. I love Mission Impossible movies. And it comes out on the 22nd, which is the opening of Epic Universe, and the same with that Lilo and Stitch movie. And I was like, you gotta be friggin' kidding me. So it's like, it's crazy. Oh, Corey, if you'll be at Disneyland in 2 weeks, maybe we'll see you there. So say hello. Yeah, David Henry saying, what's going on with Halloween Horror Nights? Girl, you and me both. I'm like, what is going on? This is the longest it's ever been where we haven't gotten an announcement about that. I don't know what is happening. I don't know if it's because we're on the tippy tip of a recession or anything like that. And guys, I normally don't make this political, and I'm not really gonna make it political. I think you all know who I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I saw the thing about movies made outside of like the United States today, and I think it is one of the stupidest business decisions and things I have ever seen. I cannot imagine saying you're gonna tax movies like Lord of the Rings, Mission Impossible, James Bond, all these things. I like a globe-trotting movie can't be filmed in the United States because then it is not a globe-trotting movie. But also, I'm just like, if you want people to shoot movies in the United States of America, somebody who has a film degree, this is what I'm talking about from the angle of this, is that you need not penalize people that aren't doing it. You need to offer incentives to do it. That is the entire reason why these movies are filmed in New Zealand, because there is a massive rebate. Power Rangers was filmed there for like 15 years, maybe 20 years. Actually, I think it was 20 years. 20 years of Power Rangers, because it was so much cheaper to film it there than in California. I mean, my God, Fox had that massive studio in Australia. I mean, I think it's still there, but it's just like all these, the reason why, they film in the UK is there was a massive tax rebate in the UK. And like Georgia, the state of Georgia, not the country, Georgia offers, pretty lucrative tax incentives to film. And that's why essentially Georgia has become like Hollywood East. And that's a big thing in California right now, is they're saying there aren't enough initiatives to like film over there. But like, so in the US, I believe it's Georgia offers the most. That's why like Marvel Studios is in Georgia. But that's the thing where I was like, that's bad business. So anybody that's like, oh, business, and I'll be like, Carl, that ain't good business. And anybody that knows anything about the movies or the movie industry, I remember, so I did half of my film degree in Florida, and it was like, they're like, yeah, they don't film movies in Florida because Florida is one of the like least incentivizing places to film movies. And on top of that, like the weather in Florida changes so fast that like it's very difficult for movies to film here, because it can go from clear sky to cloudy to rain to whatever so quickly that it's very difficult. But then on top of that, there is no incentive, there's no rebates, there's no like insurance is really high here, stuff like that. It's just a whole thing where I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Jack is saying he thinks Epic is the thing influencing Halloween Horror Nights announcements. I agree with that. I'm guessing that we're going to get a slew of Halloween Horror Nights announcements starting in like June. And don't forget, we also have the Horrors Unleashed opening in Las Vegas in August, which I've never been to Las Vegas, so I am kind of hoping to go out for that. But I don't know what to do about that. But yeah. I'm sorry, Billy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I believe, so Jennifer's asking about like halfway to Halloween, and I think that was officially like, isn't that May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September, September to October. April 30th was halfway to Halloween. So Um, I don't know. I get why like Epic wouldn't be making an announcement. Why isn't Disney making announcements? Also, I don't want to talk about theme parks as much in here. You know, I don't want to get. I don't want to like. I don't like to mix the mayonnaise with the ice cream. I don't know what that expression was, but you know, I like to try and keep them separate. But still, as a person who is also just like a random annual pass holder, you know what I mean. What do I think of the Tron Ares trailer? Well, Alex, I will tell you, seeing it in the movie theater, it was like with that 9 Inch Nails, like, which I was worried because we know I own it on vinyl. It's like right around here somewhere. I love Tron Legacy soundtrack. I love the style of Tron Legacy. I actually really enjoy the movie Tron Legacy. And Tron Legacy ends with like Korra coming out of the grid, and I was always like, where's the sequel to this? So this feels like that is that sequel. So I'm kind of hoping this... I'm curious to see how this fits in regards to previous two Tron films, but then also like I will tell you, they've just shown this one teaser. We saw a lot longer teaser at D23 that I was kind of like blown away by. And the only thing I'm not super excited for, I don't love Jared Leto. I do think he is a talented actor. He is just one cuckoo bananas person, and it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for the soundtrack. So as long as it gives me a good soundtrack and some fun visuals, I'm all about it. I'm here for it. But yeah, it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. Also, the thing with the movie stuff coming up with that. Are movies that are still, that like, does this only apply to movies that have been made, you know, or is it like moving forward in production? Because if it's made, we're going to start, I don't know, that just seems like it's going to cripple the American film industry. And unfortunately, what goes with that, the first thing that will go when the film industry suffers is your local movie theater, is the first thing that's going to close before the Hollywood. So Hollywood making movies will be the last thing to go, but that's the sad reality of like, it'll destroy the idyllic small town America. But what do I know? I'm just wearing this Slimer t-shirt and I'm just a person. Oh my gosh. Oh, I saw the Back to the Future, the musical. I saw it in the Tampa theater. Also, I saw it as a matinee showing, like in the day. Gang, the matinee crowd of a Broadway production versus the nighttime, the etiquette is like night and day. It was crazy. But the play itself, I thought I was just going to be watching it and be like, oh, you know, I enjoyed some of the nostalgic parts of it. I actually thought it worked really well as a musical. And I thought the songs were all really snappy. And the technology, even so, like obviously I'm seeing the traveling one. The way they moved the car on stage, I thought was like really cool. And I don't know. I think after we got the Tampa tickets, learned that it was coming to Orlando next year, which I hope I don't live here by then, but it is what it is. I was like, I'd pay to see this again. So I'll maybe see it again. So if it's coming in and around you, like, I feel like it might be fun. Might be worth it if you like Back to the Future. But also like I love like a song and dance musical, and it gave me a lot of that vibe, which I really enjoy. But it was cool. It was good. It was a good time. Driving to Tampa, awful time. From Orlando, that trip used to be like an hour and 15 if there was traffic, and I left at 12:15 to get to a 2 p.m. show. And the GPS when I left said I would arrive at 1:35. And I got to the show at 2:15. So I was 15 minutes late. So I missed the beginning of the play. And I was just sitting in that traffic watching it go tick, tick, tick. And I was just like, everything's fine. The world is fine. But yeah, so... But it is what it is. It's fine. I did watch on Disney Plus on May the 4th, which was yesterday, which I went to Hollywood Studios. My friend Genevieve, her husband Jay, and the child Ophelia. And then I saw my friends Tony and Kevin there. We did some of our usual like fun lightsaber photos. I just love taking cool like neon dynamic lit photos and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Why am I telling you that though? Oh, I watched because I was at home and I was just like, um, I was like Tales of the Underworld. Tales of the Underworld came out that day. I didn't realize it came out that day. It was okay. It was good. I think so it's like 2 stories, 6 episodes. The episodes are like 15 minutes each, but there's like 5 minutes of credits, so they're really just like 10 minutes each. I don't know why they're not just like one whole episode, but it's about Asajj Ventress, and then the other one is about Cad Bane, and I thought they were pretty good. I actually like the Asajj Ventress one better, and it did make me realize, because there's like a little Jedi character in it. He's got these like boots, and I was like, they gotta start selling Jedi shoes or something. Not Jedi boots. Like I'm not talking the brown knee highs or the black knee highs. I'm talking like the moon boots of the late 80s and early 90s that are like Napoleon Dynamite looking, but they're the Star Wars version of that. So maybe they have like a little plate of armor on them, or they've got like, Star Wars loves those like little ridges or something. I don't know, but come on now. Come on, gang. John, I hope that dessert's a good dessert backing in here. But it was pretty good. I'd recommend it. If you're a fan of I will tell you what blew me away is like, I binged all of the Clone Wars during the pandemic, and it's crazy to watch because that show, it's like 7 seasons, but it was made over, essentially the last season came out in like 2020 or 2021. But it had like started in like 2008 or something crazy like that. It might have been later than that, but it's like crazy to watch the animation grow. And it was the same thing where I was like, I got to Tales of the Jedi and started, and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible animation. So I definitely recommend that. I see Jillian asking about the Eatable auction. I did see it. Sad. I tried to get my mother to buy a dinosaur. She thought I wasn't serious. She clearly doesn't know me at all, because I would have paid for her to buy a dinosaur. I don't know what Talentini said, baby, but mango sorbetto. That sounds good. It's no tres leches cake, but it's fine. Sinners. Jack, I see you mentioning Sinners in here. Sinners was fantastic. An absolute must if you are on the fence about seeing that movie. That is a movie theater movie. See it on a really big screen, but see it, I would say what you want to do is see it whatever movie theater you can go to that's near you that has the best sound. Watch that because the sound, there is no question in my mind that movie wins. Probably best score, but it'll win like sound mixing and sound editing because it is phenomenally done. And oh my God, who does the score? It's the guy who did the Mandalorian score before too. Holy guacamole. Hold on. Ludwig Göransson. I figured it out before I got to the search. Yes, nailed it. Ludwig Göransson, like, he is listed as a producer, and I'm like, he and Ryan Coogler must have worked in tandem, because there's like parts in this movie where the guy is singing, but like his singing becomes the sound in the score, and it's just this like insane part of a movie where it's so surreal. It is just like so well done and really good vampire movie. The score is so good, but like the acting is Michael B. Jordan is so good, and it's good. I feel like it's got, I don't want to say a slow burn, but technically I guess you could see, if you're watching it because you're watching it for just the vampire stuff, it is, maybe you could consider a slower burn, but I thought it was great. I will tell you, I am somebody that struggles whenever, ironically, somebody from Boston, Massachusetts, I struggle with like whenever people have like really thick accents, and so I do feel like it was hard to kind of understand what the twins were saying a little bit, but because it's like deep southern accents, but also speaking in the not just the cadence, but just the terminology, like how they speak, is of like the 30s. I think it's the 30s. So it's, but like, here's the thing: you could not understand a word anybody is saying, but you know what they're saying. Like and that's where I was like, that is good writing, because it's like, and good writing, but combined with like good acting, where you're just like, you can feel everything, and that's where I'm like, it's really fascinating. It's a really well-made movie. Man, Ryan Coogler has an insane track record. Also, I could listen to Ryan Coogler talk about film like all day. There was a reel I saw where he was explaining how they shot it, like 70 millimeter, but also like IMAX, and how like it'll look different in all these different formats that you see it in, and him just like explaining it. And I was just like, I love listening to people talk about film that way. And I thought that was really cool. And speaking of that, if you are somebody who likes the industry, but how like things are made and things like that, there is a show on Apple TV that Seth Rogen is starring in, but he also wrote and is directing it with Evan Goldberg, which is like his like business partner. It's so good. It's called The Studio, but every episode, it's crazy how they shot it. And they've been releasing these little clips to show it, like tables being pulled apart, but there's that one episode where it's a really long one, but it starts with them driving a car for like 3 minutes, and it is just like, how do they not lose the focus? I don't know. It's just one of those, sometimes it looks so easy and you're like, that's good film too. I don't know. The Noir one was really good too. I am a couple episodes behind, but highly recommend that. They're like 30-minute episodes too. It's a nice, quick and easy watch. Very, very much like that. But yeah, Sinners, I would say it was just so good. Sinners is crazy because I was watching it and I was like, my God, this would be an incredible Halloween Horror Nights house at Universal Studios Florida, or even Hollywood, but I'd prefer it here in Florida. But they did one that was a little similar in theme, in terms of it being like a juke joint, and you know, I mean, it is the story. I watched Supernatural for all like 15 years, and they addressed this on, not addressed it, but they did a storyline around it where like crossroads demons and selling your soul and the blues and this whole thing. And it was just like really, really, it led to Crowley, which is one of the best characters on Supernatural. And so I feel like I was very familiar with all that. So like for me, it was like, oh, this is the closest I'm going to get to a supernatural house at Halloween Horror Nights. It was called Darkest Deal, and it was about that, like a nightclub and someone selling their soul to become like the best musician. And it was a really good house. And I was like, they'd be kind of foolish not to bring that back, I feel like, this year. If they weren't already doing it, I was like, come on now. I mean, realistically, it should be Sinners. Give Sinners its due, but really, if they want to capitalize that. So. Any word about coming up to New England? Any meetup plans? Cigarette? Well, I would love to. I'd love to see you sooner than later. I don't know. I've got to go sooner than later. I mean, I really want to go see my grandparents. But like, yeah, I have to go to Disneyland next week, and then I'm going to Disneyland in June, and then Kim's 40th birthday, my best friend, the one with the cancer, that's in July. And so like I've got to go see her. So I was like, it might not be until like the beginning of August, but I got to go before that. I can't wait till August to go. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can sneak in like a three day or something like that at some point. But yes, I will keep everyone abreast of my situation. God, I hated how I said that. Yeah. I see something about adult dental health. What are we talking about in here? What did I miss? Oh, a filling. Yeah. So I'm positive. I think a piece of my metal filling, one of my metal fillings that's still left in here, like cracked, and I was like, oh God. So I was like, I gotta make a dentist appointment. My arm's falling apart. Our pets' heads are falling off. My God. It's just, I don't mind going to doctors and dentists. It's just the process of like finding one, and then every time you find one, it's a new one, and then, you know, like, do they take the insurance? And then it's just a whole thing. Also, hey, FYI to anybody out there who's got student loans like me, I have $85,000 in student loan debt, being very honest with all of you. And I checked on it because if you are going to default on that loan, or you're not up to, if you haven't made the loan current, call your provider. All my loans were government subsidized and unsubsidized, so all mine are through Nelnet, and I had to call to bring mine current, and my monthly payment is still insane. It's $700, and I was like, this is too much money. But they're going to garnish your wages if you're not current. So I just want you all to if you're struggling, call and just tell them that you can't make that payment. You know, and they'll help you. It seems weird, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't give a shit. So when you call, like, just clearly, either this person has just been yelled at nonstop, or it's just like, yes, I understand what's happening to everything, blah blah blah. But it is like, I feel bad because I was just like, hey, Debbie, can you help me? But yeah. Yeah, girl, my check engine light is flashing in my body, not in my little car. Take care of my car more than I do my body, I think, at this point. Well, I can't exercise right now. Jesus, I can't run. I did see the Power Rangers thing was happening at Busch Gardens. Don't think I didn't have half a mind to drive down there. Out of nowhere, which is wild. I've got to Google it and see if there was a video on YouTube or something like that, because I feel like it wasn't talked about. It wasn't really announced ahead of time. It was May 3rd and the 4th. You know, if I didn't hate driving to Tampa so much, there was a part of me where I was like, I might have went and gone and tried that. Just see that. Because I'm just curious how it went, like how sanctioned it was and what it would look like at a Busch Gardens. So, I don't know. I hope whoever saw it had fun, but I got to Google that. I saw there was a VR Troopers comic book that came out. Also, Saturday was like free comic book day. Wasn't that crazy? Missed that. Girl, I'm just so tired all the time lately. I know as we get older, it's kind of what happens, but it's like, I'm just, it's like the battery ain't recharging that same way. It's good. I will tell you guys this, though, like, in all honesty, I do feel like I was getting, I feel like I am, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I finally have a handle on a lot of, like, okay, I've got processes and things, and I've been getting better about really looking at stuff and being like, okay, sometimes you just can't finish it all. Sometimes you just can't get to it, and that's okay, and you have to accept it. And unfortunately, for me, that does mean, like, oh, you make less money or whatever, but sometimes you're like, your mental health, your physical health, it's worth being like, okay, it's just too much. I can't do this right now. You know, and that goes for anything. It's like hanging out with friends, you know, if you're overloaded, you know, or, you know, people are pulling you in too many different directions. If it's like work stuff, if it's like personal stuff, you know, like you got to take breaks, you know, for yourself, for everybody. I got to get better. Naps, I got to get better at. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. God, I hate when people yawn too. Such a weird thing to say I hate, but I've got so much to do before I go to bed, and that's what I'm worried about, where I'm like, oh no. You know what starts to happen to me? It's like my body, if I'm like, I've got to do this, my body will be convinced where it's like, no, you got to go to sleep. It's like, I will think reading makes me tired, and so every time I read now, I like fall asleep, like one chapter into anything. And I was like, it's all mental. I'm just playing mental gymnastics with myself, because it's like I'm not actually needing to sleep. I've just convinced myself this is my, like, melatonin, right? So I'm concerned because I've started to do that about when I'm at a computer. Because I'm just like, I'll be like, I think it's just like the repetition of kind of doing this over and over and over again. And you're just like sitting in this place and you're just like, ooh. It becomes like, once I've convinced myself it's a sleep aid, it becomes a sleep aid. I feel like I've got to trick my brain into being like, okay, well, how about $1 million? And then let it manifest $1 million instead of manifesting being tired, you know? But lately, you know what will happen to me if I, like, fall asleep? Like, what are we doing? I did something. I was hanging out with a friend here, And I went to this like Asian festival they were having on Saturday in at East End Market in Winter Park, and it was fun. It was good, and I had some drinks at this place in Neighbors that's upstairs. That if you ever end up at the East End Market, and you're saying why would I end up there? Because that's where the original Gideon's is. Upstairs, also Winter Park Biscuit Company is the best fried chicken sandwich you'll ever have, and it's vegan. It is the best chicken sandwich I've ever had, though. I'm telling you right now. And the original Domu was over there too. But upstairs they have a place called Neighbors, and in there it's like a co-op where they sell like local artists. Like you can get some fun stickers, shirts, all this stuff. But there was glassware, and they have a cocktail bar up there. It was really good. I had this really good root beer drink that was like rye with root beer. Actually, you know what? I think I took a picture of the menu. But it was very unique, and I really enjoyed it. But also like, I was like sleepy when I got home early, and I like fell asleep watching something, and then I woke up at when I would normally go to sleep, but it was only like an hour and a half later than I fell asleep. Like I was literally not asleep that long, and then I was like, well, I'm wide awake now, and I watched 3 episodes of Law and Order, and I was like, well, it's 2:30, and now I don't know what's going to happen with this dead baby. I know that got real morbid. Oh, I didn't take a picture of the menu. That's so unlike me. I took a picture of the drink though. You can see the root beer drink right there. Yeah, Trey is saying he likes the Dr. Phillips location of Domu better. I think I do too. It's just less involved. Like you go in, you put your name in, and you're waiting a normal amount of time. It's the same, not all the same drinks, but I find that it's a larger location and it's just easier, and it's close to the parks if you're visiting. The vegan sandwich place, Ray, is Winter Park Biscuit Company. So everything they make is vegan, but you wouldn't know unless you know. And I know this because Craig was tricked. He had it and was like, oh, you should try this place. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised you like that because you normally aren't into the vegan food. And he was like, it's not vegan. And I was like, yes, it is. And he was like, son of a bitch, they got me. And it's consistently good. Is very, very good. And it's very filling. But they also have some different types of sandwiches and stuff like that there. They did a snack wrap one once. Oh my God, it tasted just like the snack wrap from McDonald's. And I don't know why they don't do that all the time. It's usually like a special. But yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So go down there, get that, grab yourself a cookie, and then go upstairs and have a drink up there and get this one. So all the drinks in Neighbors are named after like neighborhoods in Orlando. So they'll be like the Ivanhoe, the whatever. Let me see if I can pull up the menu online. Neighbors menu. Now it's going to be like, why are you asking what your neighbors are having? It's also like not super expensive. I mean, it's like typical price, but they'll have a good. I think like they'll have like an old fashioned for like cheap sometimes, but let's see. Okay, they have a happy hour all day, Monday and Tuesday, 3 to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday, and it has $6 cocktails. That's when you want to go. Okay, so one of mine was the signature. Okay, so I got the Fairbanks, and that is a wheated bourbon. I was wrong. It wasn't a rye. Punty Mess, like P-U-N-T, space E, space M-E-S, root beer, vanilla chai, and green anise. Wild. So I love a drink where you're like, well, I'm not going to make that at my house. But I had like little square clear ice cubes in it. It was just, I felt like so friggin' classy. And I love a root beer. Guys, I love root beer. I know it's not for everybody, but I think it's my like thing where I'm like, I like to treat myself. Lately at the AMC at Disney Springs, they have, the freestyle machines, and you can do the sugar-free root beer. I'm always like, I'm getting this because you know what? 0 calories. Also, it probably has a million chemicals in it, but at this point, I don't care anymore. Oh, right, you're going to have to make a list. Moving here in the fall, you got a list. Samantha. I didn't see the first part of your comment, so maybe you're referring to something I said before. Sorry. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut this like super short. I'm very happy that we got people in here who haven't been here for a while and stuff. And anybody who watches later, hello. Thank you for being here later. If you have questions for me, like topics and things like that, you can always leave those in the comment section. You know, if you're like, hey, Ryno, I was watching this thing and I thought you might like it, or hey, Ryno, have you ever thought of this? I'm curious about your opinion. You know, leave those in the comment section. I like chatting with all of you. I enjoy this. So yeah, I don't know, Richard, I'm falling apart. It was my toe. Now it's my wrist. Who knows? Hole in the tooth. Girl, was this 40? Was this 40? Who said the check engine light thing? That was the best thing. No, I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. And I'll try and pop in and do. I know I said next Monday I probably won't, just because of the anxiety of everything like that. But I'll try and see if I can do something else, maybe this weekend or something like that. So stay tuned and click that bell if you're subscribed, because I think when I hit go live, you should get like notified through the YouTube app, or you'll get like an email. But I was always like, have the YouTube app on your phone, because I think it'll send you a push notification when somebody goes live. It should. I don't know the technology works the way it's advertised. Nothing does. So, but yes, you're all amazing. Thank you. Thank you for this. Revenge of the 5th. Happy to you. Happy to you all to celebrate. And yeah, this was good. Oh, my thing cut out. Oh, no. You're amazing. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you soon. Oh, Patreon supporters, stay tuned. I'm going to have another video and some stuff for you, I think, this week. A little later in the week. But so check it out. Patreon.com/Ryno, RYNO1185. All right, bye, everybody. Have a great night.